The views, opinions, hot takes, wild theories, dad jokes, and unsolicited advice expressed on South Shore Live are solely those of the individual guests and participants and do not necessarily reflect the views, opinions, beliefs, or questionable life choices of South Shore Live, its hosts, producers, sponsors, affiliates, or anyone brave enough to be associated with this program. Howard the Unknown Drummer, Captain Teo Leonard, Angie Frey Richardson, South Shore Live, Apollo Beach Publishing, and any related entities are not responsible for, do not endorse, and absolutely do not co-sign any statements made by our guests, whether those statements involve Tampa Bay Sports Magazine, local or national entertainment figures, referees, front offices, leagues, mascots, rival fans, coaches, players, or a guy who knows a guy. Any discussion of Tampa Bay sports, entertainment, business, music, comedy, or community matters is for entertainment and informational purposes only. While we strive for accuracy, facts may occasionally be bent, stretched, exaggerated, passionately argued, or delivered with dramatic flair. All guests appear voluntarily and are solely responsible for their own words, opinions, predictions, and emotional reactions, especially after tough losses, bad calls, or trade rumors. South Shore Live is not liable for hurt feelings, bruised egos, disputed statistics, fan arguments, or sudden urges to yell at your TV, radio, or phone. Viewer discretion is advised. Listener patience is appreciated. And remember, relax, it's South Shore Live. This has been brought to you by Tampa Bay Sports and Entertainment Magazine.
Web Design Ninja is your one-stop shop for all things internet. Our dedicated team has been building internet solutions for businesses large and small since 1993. We specialize in creating eye-catching designs, search engine optimization, complex e-commerce, and custom app integration. Whether you need a simple website or a complex e-commerce or phone app, our team of experts is here for you. Give us a call today.
Are you tired of streaks? Not those type of streaks. Not this kind of streaking either. What the heck? The streaking that I'm talking about is on your roof. We use shingles with a high copper content to give your roof a clean, sharp, streak-free appearance for years to come. South Shore, where the sun shines, golf carts roam, and accidents happen. But your roof, that should be the least of your worries. Steadfast Roofing brings you the best roofing systems, providing you protection even against the toughest storms. For a roof that stands strong through anything, choose Steadfast. Get the protection you deserve. Call now for your free inspection.
It was still, Steadfast was still in my ear.
Now we're live.
Now we're live.
Cheers.
Well, hey, good evening, everybody. This is Captain Teo, and we're getting the double feedback.
Yeah, make sure the YouTube.
We have Howard behind the.
The YouTube is probably still up. Yeah, you can. Yeah,
I think that. There we go. So I think that's the problem. Is
good job, Howard.
Yeah. All right. Good job. So with that, we have Angie and Joanne and myself, and we have the campaign manager for Brittany here. Hickson is in here, and so by the way, I'm not being lit today for the first time in ever.
Because we got to
Because
I apologize.
No. I you got to respect the talent. You know, we have the little dude, and
we have some fresh lungs here.
I know.
We got our
don't want to mess
youngest,
them up. No,
our
we
youngest
don't.
person on the show ever.
Yeah.
Well, that is exciting.
And how old is it? And so it's Brittany.
Brittany Lyssy, yes, sir. And I'm running for Hillsborough County School Board District 2.
Okay.
And this is Hickson, my campaign manager. He is 3 months old. You know, we started this campaign while I was pregnant. So he has been along for the ride his entire life. And I have to say, he is doing a great job.
He's a trooper.
He really is. He's so well behaved.
Well,
Yeah.
and what you're running for affects him in the future.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So that's really exciting.
That is kind of, you know, I have 3 kids and they are my big why is I want to make sure that them and their peers are able to graduate and be successful and be able to live and stay here in Hillsborough County. You know, we are seeing so many students that are graduating and they're not able to afford to live here because they don't have the skills that they need to join the workforce or they didn't get into the college that they wanted to. And the cost of living is rising so quickly that it really is, you know, my ultimate goal is to make sure that every child, no matter where they come from or how they were brought up, has a chance to be successful and to stay and live here in Hillsborough County if that's what they want.
Cool.
That's really awesome. And we were talking earlier, you have 3 children under
Yes.
the age of 3.
I know.
And
That's
she's
like
awake.
no. Well, the one's like 3.5, right? The oldest is like 3.5.
Yes, 3.5.
So it's under the age of 4
All
technically.
right. All
Yeah,
right.
So
still,
we got it because you look and go, okay, this is like kid born.
Kid born.
2 weeks later.
You got to get to 6 weeks.
You're
by
like,
8 weeks.
okay. Yeah, it's like instantaneous.
But again, she looks amazing.
Oh,
And
yeah.
she's
Thank
awake.
you. Thank you.
You know?
Oh, yes. He's actually a great sleeper, which is amazing because my second was not. But we have all 3 boys. And after the first 2 were so close in age, we really wanted them to grow up together and
Right.
be the best of friends. And so my oldest 2, all they do all day long is play together, which is
That's
amazing.
nice.
So I really enjoy having them, you know, this close in age and I can see them grow up together and, you know, they'll all be affected by the same things because they're so close in age.
Yep.
That,
Right.
you know, the school system and everything, they'll all be about 1 year apart.
So tell people now that's the why you're running, because you also have children and you know you really see the effects. What are the things that you see that you can do or try to affect change for?
Yes. So I am an attorney and I have a background in education policy. While I was in law school, I helped to pilot a program called the School Board Leaders Program, where we actually worked with state legislatures and school boards across the nation to understand their hierarchy in government and understand like what the role of a school board member actually is. And it is to create a policy and govern the district that then complies with the law that is created by the state legislatures. And then I have worked with multiple state legislatures to really create effective policy when it comes to curriculum or if it comes to school choice or anything like that. I was there on the grounds, you know, helping lay the groundwork, write the bills and things like that in a few different states. So coming from that background is something that we do not have on the board and something that we have not had on the board. And it brings a different perspective. Right. We have educators on the board and that's amazing because of course we need educators on the board so they understand what's going on in the classroom and they can bring that to the board. But the school board is in charge of a $4.4 billion budget. The school board is in charge of negotiating and accepting contracts, right? The school board is in charge of collective bargaining on our end. And it's in charge of transportation, right? It's in charge of creating policy, approving curriculum. So coming from a different background just brings one more perspective to
Another
the board.
piece to the pie.
And
Yes.
so I have a question that you look at the policies and you look at the parents and what they want, right? And you look at the polls and at some point, and not necessarily in Hillsborough County, although some of it is there just seems to be a divestiveness in divestiture.
You're using a word I've never
Divisiveness?
heard of. So
No,
Divisiveness or-
where it's changed.
Deviation?
Deviation's a better word from from the population based on what the school board wants. And there just seems to be a disconnect with the parental stuff and what the school board policy is. How do we fix it? Obviously, having an attorney with the skill set is part of it, but is it just that I don't know where it starts to go wrong when you look at some of the issues that we have with the school district.
Right. Well, I personally, as a mom, I think that it comes from parents not being valued and parental input not being taken seriously. If I am on the board, I will make sure that we're putting, it's students first and teachers and parents, because a school is not just about the students in the classrooms, right? And the teachers in front of them. A school is about the community. And when you're talking about people's children, like we will die for them, right? So when you are educating them and they're spending 8 hours of their day in your facilities, then you need to involve the parents, right? The parents need to be involved. They need to know what is going on at the school, and they should have access to that. And I think that's where it has gone wrong, is a lot of parents. I mean, I am out there knocking doors. I've been in this neighborhood multiple times. And that's what a lot of them say, is they feel like there's so many boundaries to getting the information and to being involved in their child's education. So if we are really putting students first, that includes bringing the parents back to the table and making sure that everybody has a voice, because, most parents, they know what's best for their child, right? There are parents who cannot or will not advocate on behalf of their child, right? But the majority of children have parents that want to be brought to the table. And we kind of saw that during COVID. They were pushed out, like completely pushed out.
Right.
And so we need to start bringing that back to develop that trust again. Trust and transparency, I think, are the keys to what
that answers it. Yeah.
I think too, the greatest thing about Florida in general, but we even watched it happen here in our community, is we had a need here in the Apollo Beach area where, our middle school area was overrun. They're building new high schools down here, and it was moms that bubbled up the need for a new middle school and petitioned and went out and hit the ground running. And it was truly moms, and then dads came on board too. And
I never thought that would happen, by the way. I just want to say for the record, when they asked me to get involved, and I'm like, all right, you guys can do whatever you want. You can use our followers to do that. I never in my wildest dreams thought that they would be able to turn the school board at the time, which was very against that.
Oh yeah.
To expand Apollo Beach Elementary to K-8. I honestly, I'm like, there's no way it's going to happen.
You're talking about a lot of money that takes, right?
Oh yeah.
And I will give Colleen and all those people that were the forefront of this, right, that really did the homework and went in with a plan. And that's where parents that are involved can make a difference, right? They didn't just say, hey, we need it, you need to help us. They said, we have the room, we've talked to the principal, we know how to lay out the additional rooms that are needed, and the trailers brought in, and laid out how they could make it happen cheaper with the land that we owned than have to go buy new land and make it happen. And I have to say too, I'm so impressed. When they came and talked to me, I was like, good luck.
Yeah.
So my kid's already through middle school, and it's not, and not that it's not my problem, because I'm a taxpayer. And I think heavily in what you said earlier is that taxpayers have to remember that these kids going to school today and tomorrow are the kids that are going to be the next entrepreneurs and the next business leaders that we're going to have in this area. And, my son and some of his friends were trying to figure out what they're going to do. And I told a lot of them, if you don't want to go to college, that's okay.
Yeah.
Right? It always seemed like that was the ultimate goal. You had to go to college.
Yes.
And the reality is, living here in Florida is so different than Illinois, where I came from. There's such a need for services here. And maybe it's too because I'm in real estate and I see it, but trade schools are so important. And so many of those people are getting older. And I hope that's something that they bring into the schools more.
Well,
is
what
the
do you
need
think
for that stuff and how to get into them? And I think that was the biggest thing a lot of them said, is we don't even know how you start.
So what do you think? That was the challenges of back then. What are the biggest challenges today that we're facing within our school district? Because we are starting, thank God for the mothers who went ahead and did those things. But what do you think now is what is the biggest, challenges that are facing our district right now?
Yes. And I do always like to say, if you want something done right, ask a mom, because we have, only 2 hands, but it's like we have 10 and we can really get things done. But So the biggest challenge is exactly what you're talking about. One of them is making sure that our students are prepared, having
Right.
trade and vocational programs. That is one of my platforms, is to make sure that we have a trade and vocational program on every
So good.
sorry, he's just grunting.
He wants to go to trade school.
On every high school campus, but then also to introduce them into the
Right.
middle school campuses, because that is where we're seeing the highest levels of disciplinary actions as well as absenteeism. And it has been proven in other states that if you can provide students with an opportunity to see a future for themselves that is not just school,
Mhm.
right? Not, oh, I have
hands-on.
4 more years of high school and then 4 more years of college, right? But I can see myself going and working as a welder, or working as a electrician, or working as a mechanic,
Yeah,
anything
auto
like
shop
that.
class used to be a big
Then,
thing.
you know,
I couldn't.
they
They're gone.
So even though I was a high school dropout, they wouldn't let me be in shop class because I was too smart.
Yep.
And I would have killed
You
for
would've
that.
taken the whole car apart, not just part
Oh,
of it.
totally, man. I would have been
Right.
rebuilding that thing like
We
on the
got you figured
spot.
out.
So,
Going
you know,
off to-
I taught the computer lab. I actually taught the computer lab, which was pretty funny.
And took the computer apart, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
So also, what do you see as challenges for like security and school crowding and that kind of thing?
Yes. So obviously what we really need to do is we need to make sure that we have a long-term plan. As you've kind of seen recently, I feel like the board has been patchworking different solutions for overcrowding and the explosion of
Right.
newcomers that we've had to the area.
Right.
But I was endorsed by the Tampa Police Benevolent Association because I do believe in strong schools and working with law enforcement to make sure that we have, you know, emergency preparedness plans, to make sure that our schools are hardened as much as they can be, and really creating a safe and secure environment, because you know, if students feel safe and secure, then they will learn better. But those all come together, you know, working with, I was also endorsed by Tampa Fire. So working with all of our emergency services to make sure that the schools are hardened and safe, and also with mental health professionals, because, you know, threats don't just come from outside the schools, but they can
Absolutely.
also come from inside as well.
That's great.
What do you think about teacher retention and new hiring, and, you know, the constant worry because of what the teachers get paid?
Yes, it is so important, right? If you want to improve the school system, then you need to retain good teachers. I would love to see a veteran incentive program happen at some of the underperforming schools, right? If we can keep those veteran teachers and put them in front of the students that need them the most, we can really make an impact in their lives. But teacher retention has been an issue here in Hillsborough County for a very, very long time, right? We do need to increase teacher pay. We need to increase teacher support. We need to take some of the burden off of their plate so that they can get back to what they're doing or what they love doing, which is teaching. Give them more professional development. I have been listening to every teacher that I've talked to, and that's what they all say. And then we also need to have a uniform and a disciplinary program that is applied uniformly and consistently throughout the district.
Yes.
Good job.
Because the number one thing that I hear from teachers is that they have such a hard time dealing with disruptive students in their classrooms, and they feel like if they were to do something about it, then they might get in trouble because a parent will be upset. But if we have a consistent and universally applied program, then
Agreed.
every child is being treated the exact same way, and nobody can say that their child is being singled out.
You know, that's it, we touched on it briefly before we started. That's something that just amazes me, that we need to bring, you know,
We cannot bring
Whatever.
back
a paddle.
hitting.
Bring-
no
bring it-
paddle coming back.
you know, you know, I got to tell you, it worked, right? I mean, I had a multi-program. I actually set the record in junior high, and it still stands because then they stopped it shortly thereafter.
Can't imagine
And,
why you were paddled
Still
so
can't.
much.
Yeah, I get it.
So
I had
can't say,
pranks. I had the best pranks. We should do a whole episode on high school and junior high pranks.
Oh my goodness.
But anyway,
Oh, we have a question. What about school uniforms?
Oh, there you go.
That's a good question.
Well, you know what? That is a perfect way to bring the community and the parents involved. I personally like school uniforms. I wore a uniform when I was growing up. I think it makes it a lot easier for students to not have to compete with each other on what they're wearing. It's cheaper for the parents because they don't have to go out and buy all the clothes to keep up with the Joneses. Exactly. There's no excuses, right? The children are focused on learning, and that's what they should be focused on. But it is a great way to involve the community and bring them to the table to see, you know, what they think is going on. And there's a big change in the Hillsborough County school clothing policy this year where they're not going to allow leggings anymore. So I have
That's
seen
huge.
some
I'm
people
actually okay
are
with
very
that.
upset about that.
Well, I
I
get it
bet
though.
students, high school
I get
students,
it.
are gonna be really upset about
I
that.
mean, I
Oh.
understand
I mean-
it too, but it's a big controversy right now.
Back in the day, we wore spandex, and you know what? It really wasn't appropriate for male or female. It just
Right.
wasn't.
I mean,
We wore them, but I mean,
Go
the
to the
guys
go to the
wore
gym,
it.
and half the people shouldn't be wearing them there. let alone
Exactly.
at
That's
school.
all I'm gonna
and
say.
Yeah.
you can't say, well, because you're over this weight or because you have male body parts, you just can't say those things.
Right. And so if you have a
you just get rid of
uniform,
it.
if you have a uniform, that makes it all go
You
away.
know,
Yeah.
I have to say, my son had uniforms for middle school because he ended up going to a charter school, and then went back to public high school. Uniforms were amazing, and I was actually against it because I believe in being able to be who you are
do too.
and show who you are, right? But I got to tell you, as a mom, it's way cheaper. It's way easier. You walk in, give me 5 of those, and we're out the door, right? And for him getting up in the morning, he didn't have to think about it.
Yeah.
Now they find their own way to become individualized
yeah.
with shoes and jewelry and
Backpacks.
hair, backpacks, all of that. But at the end of the day, it is just takes one more thing off the plate, right? I'm all for it.
I guess
really.
there's no arguing in the morning.
Yeah,
Don't
I
you
mean-
think you're wearing that to school?
Oh
'Cause
yes.
that- yeah.
Hey, I gotta tell you, there's we don't have many kids in my neighborhood, like 5, but there's a couple gals that walk to the bus stop, and I'm like, are they on Nebraska Avenue, or are they headed
No.
to school? No, seriously, the way that they're dressed
Sometimes
at
it
like
is.
14, 13, 15, I don't know how old they are, but thank God I don't have kids is all I'm going to say. Cause I would be losing it with a daughter dressing the way some of these kids walking out the door at
Yeah,
8 a.m.
it
It shocks me. And I don't mean that in any disrespectful tone. It is literally,
You just
I'm
don't
like,
realize.
whoa, they wear that?
Well, and let's be
Where
honest.
were that when I was in school? You know, no,
half, the
I mean,
time the parents may not even know because they've already left for work.
That's
and
I think the big
kids are-
problem is I think the parents are just out of touch with this stuff. You know, my parents,
Or they put a
when
jacket
something
on
happened
and
in
they
my
walk out and
school,
take the jacket off.
my parents knew if I was in trouble or if I did something at school before I knew it was gonna be
Sweatpants
that
go
way.
over top of things you're not supposed to
Yeah.
wear.
I
I'm just
mean-
gonna say that. My mom knew.
Yeah, all the things we did when we were younger too. But I think there's so many issues at hand, and I have to say one thing quickly, and I know we need to wrap up for a break. But Hillsborough County is the largest county in the state of Florida. And to think that one superintendent and one school board is over all of it,
We
right?
have districts
So-
up north.
Right, up north
There's
where we
20
all come
districts
from.
within a county.
A superintendent typically is over one high school, one middle school, one elementary, maybe 2 elementaries, right? And it's by township and it's not by county.
Correct.
So that was one of the biggest things that blew my mind when I came here. And I'm like, you're
100%.
telling me one person oversees
Yes.
everything. So having a really strong school board is so important
Yes.
to support that superintendent because they have so many schools that they're overseeing. So
Right.
getting out and making sure you understand who's out there to put your vote for is really important on this topic because the school board really is the biggest support to that infrastructure.
Absolutely. And where can they tell them how they vote?
Yes. So you can find me at votebrittanylyssy.com. That has, all of the information about me and also an area to fill out if you have questions or you want to volunteer or get involved in my campaign. If you requested a mail-in ballot, it should be in your mailbox right now. So I hope you will vote for Brittany Lyssy. It is the first name under School Board District 2. Or early voting is from August 3rd through August 15th. And then election day is on August 18th. So I really do hope to earn your support. Like I said, I am a mom of 3 and I am a lawyer with a background in education policy. So I would like to bring something different to the school board to be one of those voices. We kind of see where the school board becomes an echo chamber because we have a lot of people who have been there for a long time. So to bring something new from outside of that realm and really be a game changer is what I'm looking for. And this is Hickson, my campaign manager.
Yeah.
So make sure you
Come
vote
on.
for him as well.
You gotta vote for
That's why
Hickson.
you got to vote right there. It's just right there. It is. It's about the future, as
Listen,
Howard's
and he
saying.
is
from
so
their
well
side.
behaved. You're obviously an amazing mother.
I know.
He
Thank
is
you.
so well
thank
behaved.
you,
And this
thank
is also
you.
why we wanted to have people on so we could learn about you. I would not know who you are or what. I look at the school board and go, I probably wouldn't vote on the school board because I don't know who
I got to
any
tell
of
you,
those people are.
it was great having Sarah for judge.
Yep.
And
We're learning a
and,
lot.
And Brittany, because you have that. I should ask if you have the sign for the any of the yard
I
signs
do.
in your
I
car
do.
Oh,
that
there
we
you
can
go.
get a
No
couple.
HOA, no CDD.
Yes.
I
guys
got
can have one.
I don't even care. I got the people I'm voting for plastered all over the,
Say hello,
the
Yes,
front
I
yard.
have them in my car always, all
Awesome.
the
That's
time.
awesome.
If you ever see me driving down the road, stop me and I will give you one.
There we go. Hickson,
Cool.
you're going to be handing out signs.
Oh, he already has signs, campaign literature. We go door knocking almost every single day.
I did
Not
get,
today because we're here.
2 days ago, I got your flyer in the mail. I was like, oh, it's literally up there. I'm
Oh.
like, I will keep this for the show.
There we go.
I think it's so
yes.
important to have a mom that's going to have kids going through the school district, right? I'm a mom. My child is through the school district. I still know how important the school district is for upcoming kids and
Future
also
generations.
in our community, right? I mean,
absolutely.
as a realtor, we sell this community and how good our school district is. So it's really important for us too to hold housing value
Correct.
in
Yes.
areas.
So I was also endorsed by the Suncoast Tampa Association of Realtors
Perfect.
because I do understand that strong schools create strong communities.
Mhm.
And that does increase housing values.
But these
and-
are these kids are who are going to be helping run our communities.
Oh,
coming
yes.
forward.
Oh,
So
yeah.
this is really
he is
important.
going to be president one day. I have no doubt about it. And he
You
will
have
go
my
through
vote.
the public school system, I'm sure. So that way,
So do we know the average age of school board members?
well, I am 31 and it's definitely not
It's not.
31.
I know.
Hold on. We can find it.
So this
I'm
is
good
kind
at
of my thing is I just look and go, okay, I know when my mom was retiring from being a teacher, the average person on the school board was my mom's age. And I'm like, well, those policies and that stuff was applicable when they paddled kids, when they had, they didn't have phones in the classrooms, right? They didn't
That's
have,
true.
they didn't have
They
all
don't
the,
even have textbooks in the classroom now.
yeah. I mean, you
Everything's
had
on
no
an iPad.
Everything
computers.
is online.
You
Everything's online.
I remember in high school, my mom had to teach a computer thing,
Right.
and I would get excused out of my school to go over to my mom's classroom and teach the computer class, because my mom's like, I don't know how it works, and the computer guy didn't know how it works, but they got a computer, and they're like, well, my son knows everything, so I ended up teaching computers at multiple schools, which is crazy, but the board just became at a point where it was out of touch. And that's why I wondered what the average age is, because I
There we
want
go.
somebody your age with your kids that they're not in there yet. And you're looking to produce results for the future.
And has a pulse on
Not-
what the kids need.
Yeah.
Their
There you go.
ages aren't on here. So
Aren't they?
and
Yeah.
Google can't even find them. So
Oh.
Kids
that's,
don't want you to
I
do
They're
would
hiding
say
it.
it's
They're
at
hiding.
least
I saw
55.
I saw a couple.
maybe even 60.
Be careful about this age thing.
Well, from what
Wait,
I'm
wait,
seeing, it's
wait, wait.
probably over 60.
I would say over 60 when I was
'Cause
looking at
I'll be
the
55.
school board, and I'm
Yeah.
like, they're like my age or older, and I am so far out of touch with what kids need.
Oh, I am.
You
my
know?
kids, my baby he'll be 30 next year,
Yeah.
like in February. And I couldn't.
So we are going to take a break.
Yes.
And if you are listening and have questions for Brittany, she will be back on.
Yes.
Please send in your questions during this break and we will get to them. And we have a special guest coming up after the break. So stay with us.
Hey, don't forget, like our YouTube channel.
Oh, yeah.
You can go to southshorelive.us for the businesses that we like to support. And if you have a business and you want to list it on the website, just fill out the form and we'll add it on there. It's free. We don't charge anything for that. And we got to thank South Shore Cleaning and supply for cleaning the rugs after my dog made a mistake here.
It was
in
just
the,
a tiny little
in
error
the
in
thing.
judgment.
So I got to give a shout out to the boys because I know they're going to come over tomorrow and clean after my dog. So with that, we'll be right back.
We'll be right back.
Hey, Tampa Bay. Yeah, it's no joke here today. And I'm not Nipsey Russell, but I'm rhyming away. So, take the plunge. Check out the new magazine for February's edition. We got our own polar plunge here. It's easy to do when it's 80 degrees, but not when it's 35. Go Bucks!
Privacy, there's a bedroom right here.
Trees taking over your property? South Shore Unlimited has you covered. From tree removal and storm cleanup to hauling away every branch and stump, we do it all quickly and safely. Veteran owned and serving the Tampa Bay area. Call South Shore Unlimited today at 813-731-2439.
Hello, everyone. My name is Trish Stecker.
Living in Tampa Bay means enjoying beautiful homes, outdoor spaces, but Florida's year-round sunshine, humidity, mold, algae, and dirt can quickly take a toll on your property. Total Pressure Power Wash and Seal provides professional residential and commercial pressure washing services throughout Hillsborough County. We also specialize in roof cleaning, screen repair, and outdoor screen cage restoration to keep your property looking its best. Need paver installation, repairs, or sealing? We've got you covered. Owner-operated, licensed and insured, proudly serving the South Shore area and all
South Shore's premier weeding service, The Weeding Lady. Professional, reliable, local. Weeding, cleanup, and garden care. Monthly or what-time service. Serving South Shore, Florida. Transform your yard today. The Weeding Lady. Call 813-613-9181.
And welcome back.
We
and,
are back.
And we have Joanne miraculously
She did.
transformed into
She
Howard
sure did.
here.
First of all, I personally want to thank Brittany for coming out. That was very eye-opening.
Oh, yeah.
Without a doubt, especially the idea that we're having somebody young leading our youth.
She's so well-spoken.
Right?
Yes. Attorney.
Yeah, I mean,
good evening,
and
everybody.
an expert in like education law. I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah, she's smart.
I'm like loving it. Okay,
and
and
she's a mom.
we have a new guest on the call in. Oh, and she's in the kitchen, which like makes sense.
We had those cabinets, Joe.
So speaking of school, Katrina is one of our local teachers.
Welcome aboard.
At the new high school, Morgan High School.
Where's
Mustangs.
Morgan?
It's the new one down in Waimama.
Spell Waimama.
You paid for it in your taxes. Don't worry.
All right, cool.
Welcome, Katrina. We can't hear her. Can you hear us, Katrina?
Need you to turn your mic on, maybe?
Hang on, we
think
can't
your
hear
mic's
you.
not on.
She can hear us. You might be muted. Let's take a look.
All right, hold on. She's great in the kitchen. Teo is the one that's great with computers.
No, it's her. She's got herself muted.
It's you. Are you muted?
Oh.
Try now. Tell her to talk.
Talk. 1, 2, 3, 4.
It says
Houston, we have a problem.
Hey, it's not the last time, and it's not the first time.
Why doesn't she zip out, try coming back in again?
Yeah.
Yeah, hang up and then dial back in. We'll talk about
Just
something
make
else
sure your
in a
microphone is
second.
on when you come back in.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, cool. In the meantime, so she is a teacher here at the high school.
Cool.
And she is up for a national award.
That's pretty cool.
For a national chef award. And she recently was in first place and has dropped down to third because it's a voting thing, right? So we really need the South Shore area to log on. It's free and help get her up there so we can have one of our local teachers win a national award.
And put some good focus on this area.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think we have a lot of good focus on this area right now. And one of the things actually I was going to ask Brittany is how are we handling the growth of this area? Because
I was going to mention that
it
too.
Is exploding, right? And
we'll have her back.
It's brand new. You probably haven't even seen it, but it is a huge new high school down in Waimama.
I'm shocked, and I didn't want to bring this up because it's she's running, and I don't understand the budget, right? And I don't understand any of the government budget. As a business viewpoint, I have a certain
try not to
thing, and so let's see if you come here.
I'm back. Can you hear me now?
Oh, hey, we can hear you.
Hey.
Winner, chicken dinner. We got it.
Live from South Shore. That's how we roll. Welcome.
Hi.
Tell
Thanks
us
for
about
having
yourself.
me.
You know it. Thanks for feeding us in the future.
Yeah.
Of course.
So talk to us about being a chef.
I absolutely love it. It is the best job ever. Okay. I go to work. I teach the children. We're cooking all day. We're eating. It's the best. It is the absolute best.
So you teach at the school, at the high school?
Yes, I teach at the new Aquila J. Morgan High School. I am the first culinary teacher. I'll be the only culinary teacher for a while.
So this isn't home ec. This is actually cooking.
This is
Oh
only
man, I need to go to
culinary.
that school. Can I go back to high school?
No.
I mean, I dropped out, so could I go back and finish?
For one day. You get an honorary one day. You get the
You can come back
cafeteria.
every Friday. We
go.
have Cafe Morganique.
Oh, no way. You
man.
Is that open to the public?
Open to the public. Just come to the front office, sign in, and they'll lead you down to our culinary kitchen. We have the state-of-the-art culinary kitchen.
Oh, I bet
at
you
the new
do.
School.
Oh, this is cool.
This is pretty badass. All right, so continue.
Yeah, tell us more.
So, well, you all know the school is new, and I have right now 185 students, which I had last year, and half of them are coming back this year. So they'll be in culinary 2. I will be teaching culinary 1 through culinary 4.
Wow.
So do you work with local restaurants to help them get placed as well?
I do. I just had one of my juniors a job at Valencia Lakes. They have a restaurant inside called the
Right.
Matson, and he works there for them now. So I'm going to be reaching out to all the local restaurants to see who needs help and try to get my students jobs.
That's awesome.
That's great.
We were just talking about how we need tech and all that back in auto shop, but culinary school is really awesome too. So
I think
this is
it's
exciting.
wicked.
So what's this award that you're up for? Explain that to us.
I joined the favorite chef competition
Okay.
for my students and for the school. We have, like I said, a state-of-the-art kitchen. However, they forgot to give us drop downs for plugs and everything. So right now, when we're trying to mix and do things, we have to go to one certain area. I want the drop downs in the kitchen so that all of us can be working at the same time.
Convenient.
So when I win this contest,
There
the
you
grand
go.
prize is $25,000. I want to get some drop downs, and then I want to take about 5 to 6 of my students on an international food tour.
Cool.
That's cool.
Where would that be? Where's the
Were you going to take them Italy and
Italy, of course.
of course.
Yes,
Of
I did it
course.
last year. It was amazing.
And Joanne's going there in May.
They
So,
will love it. I think they will love it.
When is the voting up?
Oh my God. I made it to the quarterfinalists. So the voting for quarterfinalists is over in 3 days. And then we're going to go to the semifinalists. And then we're going to go to the winner. So I would say another 2 weeks.
Now, was this based on a dish or just the idea that you are a chef?
Well, it started off with the dish, and then you made it to the second round. And then
What was the
only
dish?
way to get the dish that I made was chicken Vesuvio.
Okay.
Yes, please.
Yes, it is so good.
Yep.
That's one of my favorite things to eat, so I love to present that one.
Easy. All right, that was the first question on Weakest Link. It was a giveaway. You made what you ate. What's the next level?
So the next level, then now you have to get all your friends, family, your community to vote for you. So
Okay.
every day you have to vote on Facebook. Every day you get one free vote. You can also buy votes. So every day I just ask the
Surprise.
community. Yes, I just asked the community to go ahead and vote for me, one free vote a day. And
Sure.
so far we've been doing good. I made it to the the quarterfinalist, and I dropped from number 1 to number 3. So I'm
And,
asking the community to get back in there, do those one free votes every day to get me back in the running.
and then you have to present another dish.
No, if I make it to the if I win, then I will present a dish. It'll be on Carla, I forget her last name right now. I'm so sorry, but she has a TV show, like a cooking show. So I'll create a dish with her, and
That's pretty
then
cool.
yeah, it'll be fun. And then we'll be in the magazine also.
That's really interesting. I mean, somebody local. You got how many? You have 385 million Americans, and one's going for the top chef.
That's
And
it.
and you're in our backyard teaching our children. We've got a theme show today, guys.
I think
This
more,
is
yeah,
awesome.
and I think more important is that she's doing all this because she wants to go back to helping the kids.
Yeah.
This
And
isn't
drop
straight-
downs. She needs the drop downs.
She needs the drop downs to help teach the kids better. So
Absolutely.
you don't know what you need, I guess, when you build something until you get in there and start using it, and then realize, oh, it wasn't in the budget. So let's help her. Unless somebody locally wants to come up with 25 grand and get her the drop down she needs, we need your votes.
Or we could take that 25 grand and just buy votes.
Oh my goodness.
We
The
just put the
drop downs are
drop-downs in.
not 25 grand. They
Oh,
are
okay.
not 25
Oh,
grand.
okay.
They're about 8. And
Okay.
so the
All
rest
right.
is what I want to take my kids on the food tour.
Gotcha.
Well, let's
Gotcha.
get you to win, and let's see if we can't try
The
to get
school's
this
the
made.
Morgan School, right?
Yes.
Morgan High School.
Morgan.
How many students are at that school?
Right. Well, it's built for 4,000. Last year we were at 1,500. This year we're getting another
Okay.
1,500, so we'll be about 3,000 in August.
So when they open, they don't start all the way to seniors. So when they
No,
open, they
'cause
only
we-
started with freshmen and sophomores.
Got it.
And then
And
they load
juniors.
in the
Roll in.
juniors this year, and then the seniors the following year. Yeah. So they don't start with
Up,
like
up.
varsity sports the first year.
Correct. But we'll
I
have
know everything
varsity
'cause of
this
sport.
year.
Yes, it's exciting. They'll have varsity this year, and then the school is top notch. It's the most recent school Hillsborough County has built of high school, and it's some of the most top notch stuff. So
Well, I bet their kitchen's badass.
mhm.
I
It
mean,
is. You got to come down and visit. I love to show it off.
Teo, that's an invitation for food we can't say no to
I
on
know.
a Friday.
Cannot.
Yeah, we're in. We're in. We're doing it.
Yeah, we might have to do a remote with you.
I'm sitting here.
You're always running around.
True statement. True
Well, I'll
statement.
tell you
All
what,
right.
September 4th will be the first day we're going to open up Cafe Morganique this school year. We want you guys to come in and dine with us. It'll be on the house.
Awesome.
Well,
We're gonna pay
We
for it
pay
because
anyhow.
we have
We-
we have that thing.
we have a thing that we
Yeah.
do. We don't take
Or we'll buy
anything for
votes.
free.
But we'll buy some votes for you too. I'm doing it right now. Actually, I'm just
Thank
sorry.
you. We
Just
need
on
it.
there.
We want to win. We
Teo
have to win.
just put a click counter on someone's.
Listen, it's things like this.
I'm
You
like
just
on
got
the close. I'm
40,000
throwing-
votes in the
I'm like
past 3
throwing it up
minutes.
on the thing here. It's
we want to put
I'm
White
going into my
Mama on the
19,000
map,
followers here.
guys.
Wait till 2 a.m.
But it's things like this when people in our local
Yeah.
South Shore area win that ends up hitting, our Tampa news, and then could end up hitting national news.
Sure.
It puts us on the map, right?
And that's just on the
So-
spotlight.
Oh
the
man,
school
she
as
dropped
well.
down to 6. We got to jump on this.
All
thing.
right.
We
Get
got
out
you.
there and vote, guys. Get out there and vote. We need to help her out because this is good for our community. It's good for the students. And ultimately, who doesn't want to go to Italy too?
Well, thank you for joining us. We will see you in September, without a doubt.
All right.
Absolutely.
Thank you
And we
guys so much
appreciate
for
you being on
having
the
me.
show. Oh, can't wait to eat the food.
It's going to be
Keep
good.
doing great stuff for the kids.
Yep.
Thank you so much.
You got it. Thank you.
All right. Vote
And
for-
good luck.
vote for Katrina.
That's it. Vote for
Perfect.
Katrina.
All right.
So I was going to mention the other day I actually went to Stretch Zone.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I took it all in. Joanne was with us, and I wanted to talk about our experience there. It's not what you think. It is a mixture
Now
of
I'm interested.
yeah. It's a mixture of the gym and the chiropractor, but they don't crack your neck, but they stretch you and then your neck cracks, you feel like you're at a gym because they're doing the work for you. They're stretching you.
Right.
They're moving you like you really would love to on your own. But
They'll put you in a position that you can't get to on your own.
You could have when you were 13.
Yeah, maybe. But
13,
Or even
14
if
years
you
old.
they had a
you
way
can't pull
of
your own leg or your
Yeah.
own arm enough to really truly stretch.
you know, with my muscle degeneration and stuff, it's as much as you go, oh, whatever, and I'm like, oh yeah, you hit that spot that I just can't. I mean, you need somebody else to have that pressure to do it.
You know, they teach
And,
you isometrics when you played
yeah.
soccer or other sports that you can work out right there. But it was very unique because it was very clinical in the respect that the place is super duper clean.
Oh yeah,
I mean, without
and
a
they
doubt.
strap you in and everything.
Spacious.
No, so they have like a chiropractic table, and they will belt you in so your body doesn't move, so that you don't run the risk of breaking or popping something, I guess.
And what's nice about
I'm watching this. I'm watching your voice. I'm like, whatever I'm going to say is going to come out really bad here.
I'm not saying a word.
Well, you kind of get the same results like when you go to a chiropractor and they put the TENS unit on you and you take some time there, you relax, and then they see you and they crack your back. That's great. I've used chiropractors. It's kind of like going to a trainer in some respects because you're moving your body in ways that you normally wouldn't in your day to day. But being that we've gotten a little older, we can't do it as well.
Right.
So when you go there, they put you in the chiropractor position, but work you out. And for 35 or 40 minutes of a workout, I felt really good afterwards. But the following day, I felt terrific. So if you want to try something really good and unique, and it's not like he asked you to do a lifetime contract. Sean is very, very, very
super nice guy.
Super nice guy.
Yeah.
He's
Local.
He's at local. He's on his point in the store. He's at his store, and there's no pressure. I mean,
And I believe you can go once and try it for free, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
you can try it for free. He encourages you to because it really, you know, when you think anything medical or anything physical, you get kind of scared or this and that. You walk in there, it's just a very chill. It's not like super earthy or anything like that. But they stretch you at like a gym scenario, but it doesn't smell like the gym.
Right.
Well,
It has, you know, it just you feel good when you walk out.
I was talking to Sean last week because he's part of our local networking group, and
Go, Sean.
there is no doubt as we all age and get older, right? And I know that I've talked to people in Sun City before that go do this, and the loss of mobility is the number one thing that slows people down, right? And then all of a sudden you're sitting all the time.
We
because
sit all
you're
the time, our
immobile,
jobs.
right? Or then something comes up in life, like the hurricanes came through, right? And then people are doing work they're not used to, and then they can't move because they're so out of shape or they're not limber enough, and then they're hurting for days and days. So
Or they get hurt,
mobile,
or they literally
right,
get
or
hurt.
they get hurt.
They're in the way at
Mhm.
that point. And it's funny. You look at somebody, they think they're kind of in good shape, but they're not really in good shape. I mean, unless a lion's coming after them, chasing them down the street, they really can't run. You know, when you
I
take
might
it,
not even then either. I'm getting eaten by a lion at that point.
your parents.
I don't know, man. I saw that dude. I saw that dude with the buffalo, and I'm like, I just thought
Oh my
about the time when
God,
I got
right?
arrested at Yellowstone for harassing a buffalo.
Well,
It made me watch those videos, watching people get gored. But I actually was that guy.
was crazy.
I actually was that guy.
Be
I
glad
got
the
chased,
buffalo didn't harass you.
and I got arrested for that.
You know, so my conclusion is that if you're into going to somebody that a separate service, right? I mean, you can also get a massage. Don't get me wrong, but the massage is good. But this really just stretches you. Like I don't know. Like my grandfather would tell me that he would go to like you know, what was that, Turkish bathhouse, and they beat the crap out of them, stretched them and pounded, you know, and it was just a way of life back then. The steam rooms and all that. It's kind of a very clinical version of that. Very clinical. No physical pain, no anything, but you get that wow relief on your body. Like
I felt
champagne
awesome,
popping.
man. I felt awesome, and they got stuff to move, and I'm like, oh man, I can't, you know, and I use a cane from time to time.
You
So
do.
Well, and if you're a pickleball or a golfer or something that you're doing in retirement, it helps your ability,
heck yeah.
right? I mean, I know
Yeah.
people that go do it for golf because it helps their swing and to stay mobile. And there's so many health reasons. to do
and
it.
they go through kind of a checklist, and then they just go through methodically, and it takes about a half hour or so.
I thought we were 35.
And
40 minutes.
Do you still do it on the regular?
No, I did it. So I stopped. The hurricane changed everything for me, right? It affected my kayaking. It affected
Hate
everything.
when that happens.
And trying to get back into the groove of it. And it's more of a scheduling thing. You know, I had it where I was literally going 3 days a week or 2 days a week. And right when they opened, 7:30 in the morning, and I had the groove. And then with the hurricane, I lost all the cars. So I didn't have a car to get there. And then my focus was rebuilding the house.
Yeah, of course.
Which
And
you could
then-
have used his services.
Oh, totally. And I went a couple times, one off. But the grand scheme of things is I haven't gotten back into it. I was going to go a couple months ago, and then it just same thing. I let, I'm the worst enemy of myself in terms of I let things happen to interfere with the schedule. And
he has 2 locations. He has one in Apollo Beach,
and then one
And
over
one
to
right
Home
here in
Depot,
Waterset.
which was great, because you go and get stretched, and then you can go
Buy
and
lumber.
pick up all your stuff at Home Depot that you need.
Sun City
You know,
Center. I would recommend
It's
it.
technically Ruskin.
I'm definitely going to recommend him.
Yeah, but it's Sun City Center. But yeah, that's technically Ruskin.
Definitely going to put him. Like I was trying to say, if you're into wellness and if you want to implement something into your wellness, you're not going to go wrong. I mean, you will
Right.
feel better.
Like even my personal trainer, for those that know me, I go to Crunch over here, and even my personal trainer and I have talked about Stretch Zone, and he's like, man, I got to go there. And he's helped me with, I have hamstring issues sometimes, and he highly recommends it for everyone, because he's like, listen, we see people come in the gym, they end up getting hurt because they're not limber,
stretched.
right? And even him as a trainer, he has some goals that he's trying to meet, and most of it revolves around being limber and keeping his body mobile.
Quick story. We had kickball here. Okay. About 10 years ago, everyone showed up at kickball. They said, oh, it's kickball. These guys are in their 30s and the 40s. We set up kickball. The first guy broke his ankle. The second guy pulled a hammy. For real.
Nobody walked for a week.
Now remember, oh, it's just kickball, but you didn't stretch.
Right.
You're not a kid. So we're all not kids. We want to live a beautiful life here in South Shore. And with that, we're going to take a break and check out our fantastic sponsors, along with thanking our friends over at, who would you like to thank, Joanne? How about Oh So Nifty? What a great store they have.
And Tampa Bay Sports Entertainment. You know what? I'm going to jump in because I want to thank Kelly Figueroa. She just had her birthday, Kelly Powers Figueroa, and she's got the Pilates room there in Ruskin.
Oh, yeah.
Across from what used to be our last Winn-Dixie,
Again,
which now
stretching.
It's there. And I got to tell you, so when I was doing the Stretch Zone, this made me think of it. I was also doing the Pilates at the Pilates room.
Oh, I want to talk about that.
And yoga. And she's got a class on Tuesday. Otherwise, I would get her on the show.
Have her call in.
And she's in the middle of a class. And she is teaching the class. But I got to tell you, if you guys want, call Kelly, do a little one-on-one, and see if you can get in for a thing. I know if anyone looked at me, I am totally not the Pilates yoga guy at all.
I don't know. You got that kind of California
But-
vibe going on, dude.
Well, yeah, but not that. I mean,
Well, you left your headband. I get it.
yeah, and she messaged me when I had gotten sick,
I
and
actually
she,
totally see you doing that.
and she's like, I would have never done it, right? And she goes, come in and give me an hour, and I want to try this. And oh my God, she was able to have me move. I literally, I was using a cane like 5 days a week when I started. And at the end of an hour, once a week, I didn't use my cane
Add it
for
to your
months
wellness.
and months and months. It's something I need to get back in and do.
Sean?
It's amazing what they can do. Well, I would like to make a shout out, actually, if
There we
we're
go.
talking fitness, to Paul Simpson. He's a trainer over at Crunch Fitness here in
I know
Apollo
Paul.
Beach.
Great guy.
And
Great shape.
He's a
Practices what he preaches.
He does practice what he preaches.
Remember
And
that.
even though I wanted to punch him in the face the other day when he added 100 extra reps, but he's amazing and he's done a great job with me. And I know some other people that are going to him now, but he does one-on-one boxing training and then regular personal training. And the stories that you hear from people of, what these trainers have helped people.
Mhm.
A friend of mine in Amir Bay is working with a trainer over there, and it's helping her ankle and foot after she broke her ankle and foot. And she's now through physical therapy, and then they send you on your own. Right. And so they've picked up and doing an amazing job. And she's
Cool.
walking without a cane and all that too. But huge shout out to Paul over there. And if you're looking for a way to take out some aggression, one-on-one boxing is amazing.
Cool. So with that, we will be right back with after a couple commercials.
There you go.
The views, opinions, hot takes, wild theories, dad jokes, and unsolicited advice expressed on South Shore Live are solely those of the individual guests and participants and do not necessarily reflect the views, opinions, beliefs, or questionable life choices of South Shore Live, its hosts, producers, sponsors, affiliates, or anyone brave enough to be associated with this program. Howard the Unknown Drummer, Captain Teo Leonard, Angie Frey Richardson, South Shore Live, Apollo Beach Publishing, and any related entities are not responsible for, do not endorse, and absolutely do not co-sign any statements made by our guests, whether those statements involve Tampa Bay Sports Magazine, local or national entertainment figures, referees, front offices, leagues, mascots, rival fans, coaches, players, or a guy who knows a guy. Any discussion of Tampa Bay sports, entertainment, business, music, comedy, or community matters is for entertainment and informational purposes only. While we strive for accuracy, facts may occasionally be bent, stretched, exaggerated, passionately argued, or delivered with dramatic flair. All guests appear voluntarily and are solely responsible for their own words, opinions, predictions, and emotional reactions, especially after tough losses, bad calls, or trade rumors. South Shore Live is not liable for hurt feelings, bruised egos, disputed statistics, fan arguments, or sudden urges to yell at your TV, radio, or phone. Viewer discretion is advised. Listener patience is appreciated. And remember, relax, it's South Shore Live.
Zero fee fundraising is the ultimate game changer for raising money. Launch a raffle with zero platform fees, like finding a unicorn in the fundraising world. Perfect for schools, charities, and teams who want to start fundraising today without any upfront costs. It's super easy. Set it up, share it, and
The Web Design Ninja is your one-stop shop for all things internet. Our dedicated team has been building internet solutions for businesses large and small since 1993. We specialize in creating eye-catching designs, search engine optimization, complex e-commerce, and custom app integration. Whether you need a simple website or a complex e-commerce or phone app, our team of experts is here for you. Give us a call today. We're here to help.
Hey everybody, we are back here in beautiful South Shore. It is sunny and 90 degrees outside. It
didn't rain. I could have drove my convertible.
Most of our grasses are green grasses. We want to thank the Lord for rain.
I know.
We needed it.
We are back with Brittany, the school board Hillsborough County candidate here, and we hope that you vote for her. And of course, her manager Hickson has decided to join us today and forego the Rugrats.
Yes, and he's happy to be here. This is his first podcast.
All right.
Aww, he is such a good baby.
I know.
And he is our future. And if you want your future better for your children or your grandchildren, vote for her, please. So now we're going to talk about the future of Apollo Beach and what's been happening here in South Shore, and it's been exploding.
You know, we had
but before that, though, the pizzeria of choice by Angie is.
Oh, we were talking about shout outs. I just want to give a shout out to Apollo Pizza. They have become kind of the hangout place on Wednesday nights for their $9.50 large pizza and half price bottle of wines. And so my girlfriends and I go typically almost every Wednesday. Although I won't be tomorrow, but where can you go and get a $9.50 pizza
And have good atmosphere?
They still have, we used to
have
do
an atmosphere.
So it used to be Tuesday was baked
and
spaghetti
usually they have
night.
music too. Yeah,
Which,
it still is.
do they? But so we're here on Tuesdays, and then Sunday
I
was
brought it
prime
one
rib.
week,
So yeah, and then Sunday was prime rib. I don't know if they're still doing that.
They're also a
changed some
Pittsburgh
stuff.
Steeler hub for the Steelers.
Yeah,
So if
we're
you're a
not talking
Steeler
about
fan,
Yeah.
don't get me wrong, they're okay. I'm all right with the Steelers.
So
They're
I got
harmless to the Bucs.
you know
Go Bucs.
we got the story on that
Thank you.
with Oogie. Remember
Yeah.
on Shamrock when this O'Brien's was this, and then Mike
Correct.
promised so and so. It's funny how those bars happen.
Well, and remember, all
alliances.
of these restaurants locally are employing local people,
Yep.
right? Who are working and living in our
Future.
communities.
We're the future of school,
yeah,
teaching them
and-
culinary arts, and we have the future of the school program right here.
Yeah,
Right.
I
It
mean,
all trickles down.
I love that we're going to be able to connect her with some of these local restaurants that
Sure.
are
Oh,
able to
yeah.
help some of those people get placed. But they're not only feeding a lot of us a lot of times because we are on the hustle, but some of them are really offering some great deals. And Latitudes has stepped up their menu lately on their specials too. I mean, I'm like, wow, where do I go anymore?
I know.
There's so many great things, but
And we can't, and
but
and
we're going to talk about housing a little bit.
Yeah. So they
because that is exploding.
So it looks like it's approved, but I think everybody needs to get out and write their commissioner and appropriate people, and write all the commissioners. Okay. And they want to put 500 and some units between Publix and behind Publix and the rental facility.
And
There,
when you say units, you mean apartments.
yeah, apartments. So roughly at that. Okay. So let's say it's just one bedrooms. You're still talking roughly 1,000 cars. If it's two bedrooms, you
1,500.
could end up, and you have a couple couples, which is not uncommon given the pricing of apartments. I look at the crowds in Waterset when like Vaughn lived over there and all that kind of stuff. There are a lot of times you got 4 cars per apartment. So let's say worst case, best case scenario,
On
it's
average, 2 per unit.
it's 2 per, and that's on the low end. So you're talking 1,000 more cars pulling onto the boulevard between, the UPS store, Publix, Beef O'Brady's, and the
It's horrible.
the rental
Well,
place.
and 41.
And it currently takes, now tonight I got through with 2 lights. I only had to wait through 2 lights to get down the podcast.
You were on
Normally it's
time.
3. And I was a little early because I had Stogie / Smokey, in my
Howie.
car, and then Stacy had to deal with Taz. So I was a few minutes early. She got backed up. So she was behind me, and it took her almost 4 lights. She barely snuck through on the
Wow.
3 lights. And that is a typical thing. Now you're going to double or triple the amount of cars in that scenario. And so that's the first thing. Second thing is the water, right? We're on water restrictions. Now I'm lucky.
Water pressure's low too.
I'm not, it barely trickles.
Yeah. When I first hear it was a fire extinguisher out of my
and
shower head. Now
thanks
it
to
trickles.
thanks to Rebecca and stuff
cleaned it?
and Council
Yes.
Growers for my side after the hurricane, I had to replace all that. It was still $7,000 for my yard. And I'm on these restrictions where my yard's going to die. And because we don't have enough water, and they want to add another 1,000 people between Publix and the rental facility there off the boulevard. Now, the argument, according to all the Google stuff, when you Google and stuff like, it's not on Apollo Beach Boulevard. Okay, how are they going to get there if it's not on Apollo Beach Boulevard, or if they're coming in on Ellsbury Road, right? The shortcut. The bottom line, it's hitting either 41 or Apollo Beach Boulevard. You're not gonna you're gonna traffic on Apollo Beach Boulevard, and for the commissioners to argue that it's not there. So I think everybody needs to write their commissioners. This is the 3rd time it's been delayed. If you want the growth, right? If you don't want water, if you want additional traffic,
Overcrowding of schools.
overcrowding the schools,
Did you hear that down there?
then go ahead and vote for more apartments. But my take is if we don't have the water to secure South Shore, on a regular for our basic needs, then why are we adding more development? And we also have the problem south of Manatee there that I saw, and that's kind of funny because I found 5 signs. I drove around today. I found 5 signs for that meeting, which is apparently at Leonard High School, but I don't read Spanish, and I could not find a sign in English.
What?
I could not find a sign in English. They're all in Spanish.
Are they two-sided? Maybe they
No,
put them all.
they're two-sided and two-sided in Spanish. Now, they argue that there might have been an English sign next to it, but we got into this when we dealt with the traffic study when they wanted their proposal is to eliminate 1 lane in Apollo Beach Boulevard and make Apollo Beach Boulevard 1 lane and then 1 lane dedicated for golf carts and bicycles.
Nice.
And those signs were well hidden. They did everything in their power to make it not readable. And then they go, when I took pictures and video and drove around the neighborhood, then they're like, oh, well, that's a mistake. That was,
So
they
if
came up with
anybody
all
has
these
found
things.
an English sign,
Yeah, I'd like to see it
we need to
because
get one
I can
for
translate.
Teo.
I can translate it using AI.
And we
True.
will. Well, I have a feeling it sounds like you want to stand on the corner and make sure everybody reads that English sign for.
No, I'm just going
Imagine
to
the
post on my
traffic you would get.
19,000 followers on Facebook.
Well, we will share it
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
There's
And
pros
we're sharing her stuff
I
right
think there's
away
pros
because
and
she's
cons
like
to
the right
everything,
candidate.
right?
She's like in my
And
thing.
but we are growing faster than our infrastructure.
Yeah, and
There's no doubt.
I'm fine. I'm fine with the growth, but let's.
As long as there's infrastructure to hold it.
So Jesse Ventura, we were in Minnesota
brother.
before we came here, right? And Jesse was running for governor, and they love to misquote him. And they're like, "Oh, should we have a football stadium?" He goes, "Absolutely. After we should spend, $800 million on a new stadium right after the schools have the latest computer technology. The teacher ratio is 14-1 instead of 28-1. All the roads have been fixed. All the bridges have been refurbished." And he went down the list. And of course, the news the next day, Jesse Ventura wants to spend $800 million of taxpayer money on a professional sports stadium for millionaires,
brother.
But they forgot all the disclaimers.
and they forgot all the other stuff, right?
Gotta love headlines.
And my thing is, if I'm fine with building up the area as long as we've protected the farmlands, because I think we need our farmland, right? I mean, I miss being able to go and buy tomatoes from Ruskin. Now I'm buying tomatoes from Mexico or Chile, at the local store.
See?
And strawberries you're buying from South America or California. You can't even buy Florida strawberries, and they're like that was like a huge
Our
crop.
biggest strawberry
So
farm
I'm
here got
so
bought out.
so I'm fine with building, but let's protect our farmland. Let's make sure the infrastructure is in place. Make sure that the money for the schools and the teachers and everything is in place. I think the ratios for teachers needs to be addressed. My parents were educators, and of course Hickson he wants one teacher for 15 or 20 kids. He doesn't want one for 45
or 50.
And those, we have to make sure we get his list so we can send him crayons and stuff because we'll want to do that.
I also wanted to mention that geographically and demographically, you're getting big when you're getting another McDonald's.
What?
We are?
Yep. Looks like we're getting another McDonald's on Gibtown 41.
Okay.
There's already one, isn't there? There's one in the Walmart.
There's another one coming up.
Because there was one in the Walmart when the guy drove his golf cart. When I was there and the guy drove his golf cart through, so I went in to check it out.
With the golf cart or the McDonald's?
You're always there when things happen.
So yeah, we're getting
good and bad.
Right?
Good and bad.
Glad you weren't on Show Point this week.
Yeah, I missed that 100%.
Yeah, well.
And then of course Panda Express. I haven't been there, but
I have.
How is it?
It was great.
I hear it's packed.
Yeah. The only thing that I went through the drive-through and
now is that Chinese food?
Yes,
kind of. It's
fast
mall.
food, Chinese food.
It's mall Chinese food.
Oh, I'm sticking with Amanda. Man, I'm a fan of Amanda. I'm sorry.
Well, I mean,
it's different. It's like
China Walk just treats me too well.
It's like
when my
Pizza
wife
Hut.
was sick, they brought food.
It's
and
like-
that wins my heart.
But this is different. It's like Pizza Hut and real pizza. It's two different products.
Yeah. I mean, it's,
Really?
it's
It is.
McDonald's hamburger and going somewhere and getting a real
Get a
burger.
burger.
Right?
I
You know?
fit.
See, and I haven't
But-
been to a McDonald's in like
5-6 years.
But I
50
have
some
to
years.
say,
Seriously.
I
Seriously.
don't mind Panda Express.
40 something.
So when I did my weight loss journey several years ago and then fell off the bandwagon and now I'm back on it again, And I will say, going to Panda, I can get a side of like the chicken and string bean, and I don't have to get rice and all of that with it. I can just get that.
Sure.
And it's actually pretty healthy. Where if I go to some of these other places, but you get the whole plate. And if you give me the plate, I'm gonna eat the whole plate. So
And I know I look
do
like I'm at
appreciate that
McDonald's
I
like
can-
5 times a day.
No, you don't. You're eating. But
In the 80s, I did. The 90s, I did. The food was good then. Now it's trash.
Dude, it was awesome.
Disclaimer
for a date,
time,
man.
please.
We could do a date and get for $5 and get money back.
Yeah,
Have money for
the
the
commercial was
arcade.
$1. You got
Yeah.
a drink, a fry, and a burger for under $1 and got change.
I'll be honest. I think the happiest thing that
all right.
for me is we're getting a Chipotle, and
Never been there.
oh man, what is where
That
we live
one-
under a rock?
That's a good one. That's a good
Never
one.
been to Moe's. Never been to Chipotle.
They're not the same.
They're just wraps.
Chipotle is Chipotle.
But we want to welcome those guys and realize South Shore.
Yeah.
Was
Oh yeah,
South-
absolutely. We want to
Sou-
welcome them.
South Shore was a hidden gem. It's not hidden anymore, guys. So please appreciate where you live. Love your neighbors. Be nice. Pick up your trash. Don't start trouble with people. I don't know. Good morning. Don't be a shitty person.
And by the
like I
way,
say every
you
day.
can go and see Cheryl at Wendy's.
Yeah.
And I got to tell you, that's the way they opened up in South Shore. They reached out. They hired
sure did. They
people
did
from
right.
South Shore. They got me to go and have a Baconator.
Hold on.
When she showed me that Baconator, I'm like, I'm in. And I had not been to a fast food restaurant literally in 40 freaking years. And I'm like, oh, my wife, we had an emergency. We had to go to the ER where then she was in the hospital for 2 weeks. And she goes, let's stop, get a Baconator so that you're hungry, so that you're not hungry while we're in the ER.
But
I love Wendy's chili.
But you know,
Dude, it's
she
awesome.
was very classy. She asked if she could do it beforehand.
Yep.
And again, hey, a little pet peeve here. We run a lot of Facebook groups. We don't live for you guys. We live for ourselves. We do the best we can, but be considerate and you have our hearts. If you're not considerate, you pound our brains out. Congratulations. You have no social media presence with me. It's just that simple. And she reached out to Teo, the group, and said, I would like to post some things on here for employment. Do you mind if I do it? I have an open house. Absolutely. Sure. And we extended her a little bit more courtesies because she was so polite.
Right. And people are like, oh, it's not Tuesday. I'm like, she's hiring like 50 people
hiring your
from
kid.
the neighborhood, you know?
Yeah, and she's on a timeline.
Well,
That
yeah,
she's got to
but
get people in.
And it doesn't
Training
matter.
and-
If people want to help and better empower the community
Sure.
and make the community better, we're all for it. And I'll break the rules. It's my group. It's my following.
That's
I'll,
it.
I'll do it, you know?
When you're the mayor of Apollo Beach on that
Not
page,
anymore.
you get to do what
Man,
you
I
want.
went to the diner and they asked my name.
I saw that
Oh,
story.
no.
Actually,
I was like,
I think
Teo
it's
just got
Earl.
It
humbled.
broke my heart.
I think-
I looked and she goes, can I get your name for the wait? And at first I get in my seats taken at the bar. But
Did
by
you
the
not
way,
go? Do you see it on my shirt?
Shalene, happy birthday. It was awesome. Our good friends, Shalene and Steve Johnson, they were in my chair at the bar at the diner. Not that it's mine because I don't go enough anymore, but it was funny because they were there. I'm like, oh man, you gave up my seat. And then the gal at the front goes, well, do you want to be on the wait? I'm like, yeah, okay, just put me on wherever.
As you're like, I've never been on the wait list here. In my
What's a
life.
wait list?
And then she's like, okay, and what's your name?
It was like,
And I just looked and I'm like,
he whimpered.
oh my God, I know 3 people in here. And,
Teo, I think we.
and,
I think
and they asked
He
my name.
died
So just so
inside.
you know, they call me the mayor. I've been here forever, and anywhere I go, I know people. I can't escape it.
So
And I go to the local diner that I'm there all the time, and they're like, "What's your name?" So we can put you on the
Oh
wait
my
list.
goodness.
the most
Wah,
humbling day
wah,
for Teo ever.
wah.
I'm like,
But I think
oh,
You need
I
to get
I
out
felt like
more, I
Meyer in
guess.
the Meyer McGee thing.
There's solutions, right? And I'm a solutions person. So I think we start a campaign for Teo reelected for mayor.
May
but that means you
2027
gotta
great
get out,
again.
Yeah.
right? We need to put
You need a placard.
Yeah,
You need
yeah.
a placard. And I know
Yeah.
the guy who can make you one.
Yeah, there you
So
go.
I think we need to start a campaign. Teo being reelected.
Final thoughts, Teo?
You know, I say we're at an important time in our lives, and a lot of people, I think, with this election, I guess it's a primary, but there's a lot of key things. You know,
There is, yeah.
the school board is non or bipartisan, I guess is the right word.
Nonpartisan.
Nonpartisan.
The lawyer told you.
So the you got the judge scenario. You have There's just a lot of key things
There's a
going
lot of
on
important
here.
things that affect your life.
And it's important things. And, then we have the commissioners. And it was funny. I saw a commissioner that was endorsed by our sheriff. And I'm like, well, I know who I'm not voting for. Based on some of the stuff regarding the budget and the property tax stuff that's come out. But I think it's important to vote. And if you're not sure, do your own research and don't just go into ChatGPT because it's wrong. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. The media and everything is biased.
It'll tell you anything you want to hear. You are its best friend. You can't do no wrong with ChatGPT.
And people go, oh, that's not true. And it's just like the property tax thing. There is more than enough money. The total property tax from homesteading is 5.7% of our budget. Even with the adjustment from if every home is 100% 250 grand or less that's homesteaded, which it's not, okay? Mm-hmm. If you eliminate 5.7% out of that budget, that
it's a dent.
It's a dent on the 680 grand of waste that they found. And the growth over the
influx of people coming in,
the people and the growth of inflation. So the population growth and the inflation growth, there's more than enough money. And by the way, for the school people, the property tax thing does not affect the school budget at all. All that money's still going to go there. So like Byron Donaldson, is it Byron Donaldson? Donald, whatever. He wants to raise sales tax at 12% to cover the downfall for the school budget. Okay, the school budget, the money's not going to go to the school budget. It's just going to go to the general fund. But the school budget's not affected by property tax.
We can also talk about waste, fraud, and abuse within the school system.
Oh, I'm
Hillsborough County has a $4.4 billion budget. And they cannot account for where all of that money is going.
So to put that in perspective, put that in perspective, you guys have heard of Vera Bradley.
Yes.
Okay. Worldwide clothing or luggage, bags, all this kind of stuff. Okay.
For those that don't know, it's the ones that look like
they're quilted.
Like Paisley.
Right.
Paisleys,
and they have different patterns and they're hit on colleges and with the moms and stuff like that.
And the grandmas.
I have a bunch. And I know we have placemats, we have all kinds of stuff, but it's because we know the owners. So their budget, their total corporate budget. Now they have multiple factories throughout the world, sales. They're in every freaking airport. They have outlet malls, and they're not quite the size of the Hillsborough County school budget. And here you have,
but I bet they can account for every dollar.
They can. H.B. Fuller, the glue company, which no one really knows who they are, but they make all the adhesives, right? So every water bottle is using H.B. Fuller. All the labels on like your Heinz ketchup, all that stuff are there. All the window sills for those of us that have multi-pane windows. All the glue, 3M Post-it notes, all that kind of stuff is actually made by H.B. Fuller. H.B. Fuller is smaller, okay? Now they have 29 factories in the U.S. and something like 60,000 employees, and their budget is small. Their total gross is right at $4 billion, which is smaller than the Hillsborough County budget.
There's no doubt
that is out of control for the school. And I purposely didn't ask you that because I'm like, you're too new to put you on the spot for that. But you're exactly right. They don't know where the money is.
Well, I think a couple of things. I mean, they need somebody to come in and be Doge, right? And start cutting, right? There's so many places money is spent and wasted that's getting hidden, right? And I've said forever, for a very long time, if people know me, you've probably heard me say this, like why we don't have a single mom running the budget for the government, because we can stretch a penny as far as humanly possible as needed, right? And there's so many places that, not that men can't, single dad, whatever too. But at the end of the day, there's so many places money is wasted.
Final thoughts, Angie?
Yeah.
Get out and vote, man. Now is
and
the
vote
time,
for
and
vote for Brittany
and vote for Teo as the local mayor. I wanted to tell you, this is actually my final thought. I was going to tell you. So we're hopefully, knock on wood, not that I want to jinx anything, but the new owner taking over what was the Lazy Gators should be taking over here soon.
Cool.
And I was talking to him the other day, and he was asking me, like, who's the mayor of Apollo Beach? Is there a mayor of Ruskin? You know, is there a mayor of Parrish, you know, so that he can get to know them? And I'm like, well, actually, there's not officially, but unofficially, there are some people that claim to be the mayors, right? So, and
I was
threw out some
volunteered. I
names.
did not claim. That was not a
People-
claim.
People have claimed that they are, right? So I threw out some names.
That drunk homeless guy says he is. But
So by the time he opens, we need to have a campaign so you can
There
get back
you
in
go.
that spot. So that we can get you back in that spot.
there you go.
I would like to shout out the Bohemian.
Oh,
beauty
yeah.
salon, Hair by the Bohemian. Gray Squirrel here has been pampered for the past 5 years by her, and she's magnificent. You can't go wrong there. Also,
Sweetest people too.
She's fantastic. And I want you to take the time to follow Brittany's journey, to vote for her, and August 18th, make sure you vote. If you're going to bitch and moan, it's the only way you can change things. That's my thoughts.
Brittany, let's go.
Brittany,
final
final thoughts for you,
thought on
dear.
you. What should people know? What do you want people to walk away from tonight? You get the final word, and then we're going to shut it
Oh my
off.
gosh,
So
amazing.
none of us.
Well, first off, it's so nice to hear people talk about their community and what they like about it, right? Because you always hear people just complaining about it. And really what makes a community stronger are the community members. And a school does not belong only to the children that go there and the teachers that work there and the staff that work there, right? A school belongs to the community. So to have involved community members like this, right? A strong community builds a strong school, and a strong school builds a strong community. So they work together. Like they all said, my name is Brittany Lyssy, and I am running for Hillsborough County School Board District 2. So that is all of South Tampa down through Riverview, Apollo Beach, and the very north end of Ruskin. So please vote for me. And, you know, if you like what you heard tonight or you want to hear more of it, then, you know, follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, like and share my posts. Please just help get my name out there. A nonpartisan race is very difficult because a lot of people, they stop after the partisan races on the ballot because they don't know who to vote for.
They don't know what color to pick.
Right.
It's just that simple.
So
Yeah.
do your research, please. If you have any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer them. And, a school board race can be won on August 18th.
Awesome. With that, hey, thanks everybody. We're going to stop because I want her to be the focus at
Absolutely.
the end. So good night, everybody.
Good night, everyone.
Bye.
Vote.